Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Daily Quest. In today's video, we are going to be playing as Jim Raynor. Some of the talents that I use in my right click and win Jim Raynor build have been revised, so I want to take another look at the build. I also want to talk about the current state of solo queue. It's going to be a little bit of a rant, so you have that to look forward to.
Anytime you're ready.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the Garden Terror map. Today we are going to be picking up Seasoned Marksman, for our first talent. Now, they increase the number of minions you have to kill to 6, but you no longer have to right-click these minions. Like, you no longer have to damage the minions, they just have to die near you. They've dumbed the ability down, but increased the number of minions you need per stack. But the point is, as long as you're sitting in a lane, every single wave of minions will give you an additional point of attack damage. It is potentially very, very, very powerful. Alright, Jim Raynor's abilities. His W boosts the auto attack damage and attack speed of everyone nearby in this circle. His Q ability is a knockback, and his E ability, which we can't activate, it passively heals us if our health falls below a certain threshold. I'm not feeling very well. I'm not going to make that a secret. So if my energy levels aren't doing if they aren't that high today, I apologize. I apologize. I know you guys have a certain standard for the quality entertainment on my channel, and I just want you to know that I'm trying. Okay, so we are going to be going up against a Lily. That's no big deal. It looks like our Tassadar has disconnected, which is fucking great. My team is Illidan, Nova, Raynor, Rhaegar, and Tassadar. So we don't have an initiator, unless our Illidan is going to jump face first into everything. We don't have an initiator. Oh, it looks like he is jumping into tower damage, or jumping into tower range. He did use his evasion to avoid taking damage there, which I guess is good. So just by laning and not really paying attention, we have an extra 2 attack damage. So you can stack this thing up so fucking high, while just gaining XP for your team like it isn't a big deal. Looks like Tassadar has come back. Knight has fallen over the map, and oh, looks like Tassadar is leaving and now back again. Knight has fallen over the map. Looks like Lily's heading down to bottom to help out with those seeds. I'm going to ignore it because I'm generating more XP for my team than I would be generating in the garden, which is another reason the mechanic on this map is so stupid. Also, they changed the mechanics on this map. Basic attacks heal you. They changed the mechanics on this map to make it so that if you get 100 seeds, you are forced to use them. If you don't use them, the golem will spawn, wait a minute, and then disappear. So if you gather 100 seeds and then don't use the golem, you lose the golem, which is stupid. So you can see Lily's down here with 1200 generated XP, and I'm up here with 1800 generated XP. Now that may not seem like a lot, but that has, in part, gotten our team ahead of the enemy team. Now granted, they are gathering seeds, but once again, the mechanic on this map is dumb. Like, really dumb. So I should probably explain to them that I don't care about the mechanic, but I also feel like it's pretty obvious that I don't care about the mechanic. Anyway, so the current state of solo queue. I play in the middle of the day. Plan is very strong now, guys. We need to get them. Okay, well, you've been sitting up top all game. I thought that was going to be like Tassadar saying, guys, we need plants. No, it was Rhaegar who's been farming up top with Illidan. But okay, I'll head up here and I'll help them. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. You can fight it. Come on, let's fight it. Murden for the enemy team looks like he's a fucking AI. So what I'm saying is we're getting a great game here. A great game full of stable connections. Alright, I'm going in on Zagara. The passive of my E has kicked in. We are getting that healing. Focusing the Lich King just because he's the closest thing to me, and I'm not going to go any deeper into this mess. And we were completely outmatched there. I'll try to do a knockback. Get out of there. Get out of there, Tassadar.
Thought you could best me?
That was our whole team versus their team.
All day long.
Okay, so our team, 3 assassins, 2 supports. I wanted to talk about that because it seems like I'm not getting any balanced team comps at all. I am getting the bottom of the barrel. People just happen to be in queue at the time when I queue kind of team comps. Try to avoid that. They do get a terror, the first one of the game. Like I said, I'm not really that worried. Unfortunately, my team isn't doing anything to defend it, so we're down here by ourselves. I did step in that thing a little bit too long. We are going to be turned into a plant. Not a big deal. Go ahead and pop my active and get turned into a plant again, even though I don't really feel like that one hit me. Whenever they use the plant, make sure you're focusing down the red flower. The red flower is what's going to be doing all of the damage to structures, so it's important to kill that. And you can see the first plant of the game really didn't do much at all, and we weren't even like prepared for it. The mechanic on this map is, it just isn't very good. Alright, focusing Muradin because he's the closest thing to me. Now switching over to Rhaegar. Now switching to the Lich King. My active is up, my number 1 is up. Is it going to be enough? It doesn't look like it is. Someone on our team, I believe it was Rhaegar, picked up the healing circle, the healing totem talent. I like that talent. It's a good talent. It's an underutilized talent. Okay, let me do my story and then we'll go back to commentating. So, solo queue. I queue in the middle of the day because if you haven't noticed yet, I work a 40-hour job minimum for TGN, and then putting content on my channel is another 40 hours. So I'm a very busy person. So the time I have allocated to record HOTS is in the middle of the day. Now this wasn't a problem before. During the summer, you know, all the kids were out of school. We could queue up within, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds, get into a game like it ain't no thing, and we'd have a normal team comp. We'd have a warrior or 2 in there, we'd have a support or 2 in there, a specialist, and an assassin. And it was fine. You know, no harm done. Now it seems like every time I queue, even if it's later in the day, every time I queue, it's a 5 or 6 minute duration I'm spending searching for these groups. Now what happens with the Heroes of the Storm, I'm going to be picking up Raiders Riders. What happens in Heroes of the Storm matchmaking is the longer you're in queue, the less strict matchmaking becomes. So for instance, my MMR doesn't matter as much. We're going to be placed with people that aren't at the level cap. We're going to be placed with team comps that don't really make a lot of sense. It's things like that. So, okay, I'm just going to have to use my Banshees to try to push these guys back. We're not dealing any damage, and no one really seems to be coming down to help. You can see the damage going out on Zagara there was very potent. Unfortunately, there's no follow-up from the team, as they just now have noticed that bottom is under a heavy siege. Oh, Rhaegar coming in with the full heal. It does allow me to stay in this fight a little bit longer. Lich King does miss his root there as well. Nova in a bad spot. They could easily turn around on her and kill her in a matter of seconds. Once again, popping the active. Are we going to be able to take down Zagara? Yes, we are. Now falling back to the cover of the tower. Is Nova engaging? Nova winning on the Lich King will boost everyone's attack damage, attack speed. The Lich King, unfortunately, using the Army of the Dead ultimate, which is going to give him a ton of sustain. He's going to be able to heal through the majority of our damage with that. And that wall wasn't really placed that well, and he is going to get away. So, the longer we're in queue, the less strict the matchmaking becomes. We'll get placed with low-level people who don't know what they're doing. A perfect example of that would be to look back to my previous Abathur game. That was a 6-minute queue. Our team comp didn't make any sense, and I was clearly with people who have never played this game before. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best fucking player in this game, but I certainly have played a lot of it, and I know what I'm doing. And I should be grouped with other people that have played a lot of it and know what they're doing. Looks like they are just going to completely bully us out of this spot. Did the knockback on Illidan, or on the Lich King there to try to save Rhaegar. Tassadar in a little bit of trouble right now, though. I did have my ultimate, but that wasn't a fight we were going to win. Not with Illidan all the way up top. Alright, we're going to pick up the Inspire Slows Enemies. Fuck fucking ass, says the Nova player. So, the longer I'm in queue, the less fun queuing becomes. Not only because I'm waiting for a match, but because the matches simply aren't competitive. Now, there's been a very big change to a lot of the characters recently with this Chen Storm Stout patch. A lot of characters have changed drastically, a lot of talents have changed drastically, and a lot of people's builds has subsequently had to change as well. Because of that, it seems like people are really frustrated. For instance, Nova had a significant kit change, as far as I understand, and now has the lowest win rate in the game. Sergeant Hammer can no longer move in siege mode until super late in the game. So those are some big changes. Alright, Banshees are coming out. We're gonna fucking fight this. I'm on Arthas because he's the closest person to me. Looks like my Banshees are on Muradin. Alright, trying to focus down the Lich King. Doing my best to, anyway. Doesn't seem like anyone else is getting in here to do any damage at all. The Nova ultimate going off on Rhaegar, he's going to have everyone in the world to body block that for him. Now I'm getting body blocked by the Army of the Dead. Okay. Oh, a good wall is going to trap Muradin, but it is Muradin, so he's just going to hop right over it. Illidan re-engaging, though. This is going to be a kill for the home team. Finally. It's a very low kill game so far. 7 kills for our team, 6 for the enemy. It looks like they've had a plant pushing down the middle lane, though, that I didn't notice. I feel like I keep getting into my story and then losing my spot because shit breaks out. I apologize. So, essentially, people are getting very discouraged in games. Not the kind of necessarily be toxic at your enemy team kind of discouraged, but the, oh fuck, it's level 3 and someone died, good game. And you know, I make fun of people who are like that because I think it's retarded, for lack of a better term. I think it's ridiculous. But it seems like there are so many people doing that lately that it's more or less become the mantra of the community. Oh, good engage going in on Lily. I'm trying to get there, buddy. I'm trying to get there. You're a lot faster than us. And it's just a frustrating environment to play in. When you take all of that and put it together, I've lost the majority of my games for the past week. And prior to this week, I had close to a 60% win rate on all of the maps. So it's been a very drastic turn. Yeah. So I just thought I would point that out. I'm not saying it's making me fall out of love with this game because I love this game, but it's definitely making it harder to log in and record these videos and sound excited about it, especially when I haven't felt well for a good 2 weeks now. So, just thought I would share that. So you can see because of our seasoned marksman, we're already up to 20 stacks, and we really haven't been pursuing lane XP that hard. That being said, we do have the most XP contributed in the game almost. Alright, Banshee's coming out. We'll just go ahead and slow this guy down. He is Rainer, so he's going to get away. It's not like it's that big of a surprise. Nova coming in may help us out here a little bit. I've been called for a retreat. Alright, I'm retreating. I don't know why I'm retreating, though. We have mercenaries and everyone in the top lane. Why was I called for a retreat? Whatever. Ain't no thing. Let's get in here. Let's... oh, a good wall is going to catch Zagara. And our damage is going to melt her. There we go. Nicely done. Good wall. Try to keep positivity in this game. Meanwhile, the enemy team is pushing down the bottom pretty aggressively. We're going to pick up Executioner. That goes along with the slow that we picked up earlier. Every time we auto-attack someone who is crowd-controlled in some way, we are going to hit them for more damage. You can see my auto-attacks versus Rhaegar there. We're hitting for 500 damage. Still continuing to push. Do we still have the mercenary camp? Yes, we do. Guys, we should keep pushing. We have numbers. I know we're losing bottom, but we can outpush these guys. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. I'm going to keep pushing. Fuck it. I'm popping all the cooldowns. I'm going to keep pushing. I don't care. This is a win or lose situation right now. They're pushing down our main base. We need to push down theirs. A good wall coming out from Tassadar yet again, and that is going to be another dead Zagara. He just respawned and went back into this fight just to be eviscerated. All right, we still have the mercenary camp going for the Sippy Cup first. We are going to take that down. Rhaegar now engaging as well. I'm going to try to focus this turret down. We're going to use our number 1 and our W. which is going to increase our auto attack damage substantially. I'm not focusing Rhaegar here. I feel like the tower is much more important, but we are going to be forced back as our minions are no longer holding the line for us. Unfortunately, our team is falling. It should have been a 3v3 up there, and it doesn't look like it's going very well for them. All right, re-engaging on Rhaegar now to try to give Tassadar a little bit of support. We should be fine. Let's go ahead and get out of here. And it looks like our team has pushed back the enemy team. So rather than recalling, I'm going to go for a mercenary camp, which is absolutely the right thing to do. Absolutely the right thing to do. How are we doing on seeds? We can almost get a golem of our own if we wanted to do that. I don't think it's super necessary, although a good golem right now could easily win the game. And the enemy team is also gathering seeds. So after I get this camp down, I am going to go for some seeds. So, the Executioner, I mentioned it already, but I'll just show you the talent synergy. The Executioner, you deal extra damage to disabled targets, and then your W, the Art of War, slows down enemies around you, which makes your Executioner deal more damage. Alright, we have a Golem for the friendly team. I don't know which lane it's going to go down, but we are going to follow it. This could be the push that wins the game. The enemy team also has a Golem as well, but it has not been... they have not taken control of it yet. Alright, 1 tower down, 2 towers down, the enemy Moss coming out. The Lich King way out of position, but I guess it was a good wall. I guess it was a good wall. A good wall is going to take down the Lich King. Fantastic job by the friendly Tassadar this game. Alright, popping all my cooldowns going in on Lili. Switching to Zagara now. 500 damage that shot. 558 damage, I believe that number was. Trying to stay on Lili here. I am very pushed up right now. The Golem coming in for some assistance, switching to Muradin because he's the only target near me. We are going to be dealing some substantial damage to him. The enemy team still has not gotten their Golem. Time is ticking on that Golem. If they do not get it soon, they will not be able to use it. And we're still pushing. We're still pushing these guys back. 3 people the enemy team are dead. Illidan engaging on Lili. I'll try to go in for some assistance. I think I missed my slow on my W there. And we're just going to keep auto-attacking this stuff down. Alright, switching to Rhaegar here. Rhaegar's going to be turned into a little plant, which means he can't use his mount to get away. Unfortunately, he was just out of range for my auto-attack, so my Q just pushed him back a little bit farther. So, that was a pretty good game. What was my damage at the end? Top siege damage, top hero damage, top XP contribution. Oh. Okay. I didn't notice that I was noticed. My bad. Maybe he didn't say anything. I was kind of off in my own little world that whole game, if I'm just totally honest. We'll add that guy to my friends list. So, yeah. It's been very frustrating for me to queue lately. I know we won that game, but just look at this matchmaking. Just look at this match. Did I invite him to party? I meant to invite him to friends list. There we go. This matchmaking doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know. I feel like that's a weird note to end a video on, but we're going to do it anyway.